Good afternoon. My name is Swalwell, and I have the pleasure of serving with Leader Pelosi and Mike Thompson and Barbara Lee and Brad Sherman and Mike Honda. And I want to tell you, when we came back after the Orlando shooting, we just had enough. And we were told, here's what you're going to get. You're not going to get a vote to do anything about this. You're going to get a moment of silence. And we had just had enough. Do you think we should be silent? No. Does it dishonor the victims and their deaths if we're just silent and show no action? Yes. So John Lewis said, it's time to take a seat and have some good and necessary trouble. Yeah. And silence is what we got when our Republican colleagues shut off the C-SPAN feed, because they wanted just more silence. Yep. And so I thought, you know what, we're already sitting down. Why not break another rule and take out Twitter and Facebook Live and Snapchat and invite the American people in and let them see this dialogue that we've all been waiting to have. And as Leader Pelosi said, nearly 2 billion impressions to signify that the dam had finally broken. Over 2 billion impressions. And that's because of you. Because you stood there with us. And I look at the victims' families and I think of when I worked as a prosecutor in Alameda County, and people like Jermaine Galloway, a young man who lost his life from an assault weapon, and having to tell his mom that the shooter had a weapon that he never should have been able to have, and he was only hit once, but because the bullet flew so fast, he never had a chance. And Fred Morrison in my district, who lost his 41-year-old son in a robbery. They expect us to do something about it. They know that their grief will never go away and that their kids will never come back. But at the very least, they expect their leaders to make sure that we do everything we can to reduce gun violence deaths in America. So when we say, if you're too dangerous to get on a plane, you should be too dangerous to buy a gun, that's the least we could do to protect people from gun violence deaths. A couple of weeks ago in our district, we invited the community to come in before Orlando, and we told them, here's what you can do if your office or your building is ever hit by a mass shooting. The FBI recommends that first you run, and if you can't find a place to run, then you hide, and if you can't find a place to run or hide, then you fight. And I thought, well, we've had nearly 1,000 mass shootings now in this country since Sandy Hook. Do you think we should run from that issue any further? No. Do you think we should hide and not have a vote? No. Or do you think it's time to fight? Fight. We're going to disarm hate and we're going to fight. And that's because you're here. Thank you so much.